Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Evan, and the Detroit Pistons roster has been the topic of discussions. These discussions have mainly been centered around the team's rotation. The Pistons roster will change throughout the season, and so will the lineups. In this video, I try to predict what lineups Dwayne Casey has in store. With all that said, let's begin. With the starting five to start, the season will be Killian Hayes at point guard, Cade Cunningham at shooting guard, Saddiq Bey at small forward, Jeremy Grant at power forward, and Isaiah Stewart at center. This lineup has everything needed to succeed in today's NBA. Lockdown defenders 1 through 5, and they can all guard multiple positions. This has to be Coach Casey's dream. This team is winning a lot of games purely off defense alone, not an offense where we have 3 players who can get their own shot. Those 3 are Grant, Cade, and Bey. It will be interesting on who takes over the game late in fourth quarters. That trio can also sit behind the line and knock down threes. Killian Hayes will run the offense most of the time. All new guards turn the ball over at a high rate. Same thing will happen with Cade to start the season. So Hayes will be running most of the plays to start things off. Then rounding out this lineup is Stu, who can run pick and roll. Toward the end of the season, who's doing pick and pop as well. Stewart is not afraid to take and make threes. To start the season, the offense might be discombobulated, which is fine for the start of the season, but that lockdown defense will be there from game 1 to game 82. Now here's where things get interesting, as the Pistons reserves will go through the most change. To begin the season, I see Corey Joseph at point guard, Frank Jackson at shooting guard, Josh Jackson at small forward, Sekou Doumbouya at power forward, and Kelly Olynyk at center. Frank and Olynyk are locks to come off the bench because of their floor spacing. I put Josh Jackson as a lock also, since he can get his own bucket one-on-one. Then Kojo will be running things off the bench. His link with Casey will secure him minutes, which I'm fine with this. The Pistons have a ton of young guards. Having a veteran point guard out there can quickly change the direction of a game. At the backup power forward position, I looked at it in Casey's shoes. If Trey Lyles can't make shots, he's useless. So Dr. Doom's defense may win out here, especially since the reserves are more offensive focused. Now on to the third string, who will have to stay ready in case of an injury. These guys will also see minutes when we have back-to-backs. I have Saben Lee at point guard, Rodney McGruder at shooting guard, Hamidou Diallo at small forward, Trey Lyles at power forward, and Luka Garza at center. Depending on which Pistons fan you talk to, some will say the third string team is better than the second unit. That is a good problem to have during a long season. If Lee and Garza do what they did in Summer League, we won't see them in the third string very long. Both are hard workers, always working on parts of their game. Diallo and Frank Jackson will battle for minutes. We could see both of them on the floor if one plays at the power forward position. Trey, why are you even here? Lyles and Rodney McGruder will chill on the bench and only see time when they are needed. Now let's move on to midseason, where Jeremy Grant is getting MVP chance and just made the All-Star game. And the Pistons as a team are the 7th seed in the East. Troy Weaver is about to make some trades. Multiple teams would call about Sekou, Lyles, Diallo, and JJ. All 4 of these guys have tradable contracts. In this scenario, Diallo has outplayed JJ in the minutes he's given. Josh could walk next season and find more money as well. So Weaver would move JJ and Lyles to add another center to the roster. After the mid-season chaos, the starters would still be the same. I just feel like the Pistons have one of the best starting fives in the NBA. We move on to the second unit, where things do switch. With Saben Lee at point guard, Frank Jackson at shooting guard, Hamidou Diallo at small forward, Luka Garza at power forward, and Kelly Olynyk at center. The Jedi and Hammy will live in the paint with all this shooting. Leaving Olynyk, Garza, or Frank open is a bad decision. I went with these 5 because not only do they work as a unit, they also have shown they work well with the starters. Dwayne Casey in an interview said he asked Troy Weaver for more shooting. That message was definitely heard. The third string will of course also look different mid-season, with Corey Joseph at point guard, Rodney McGruder at shooting guard, Isaiah Livers at small forward, Sekou Doumbouya at power forward, and whatever center Weaver decides to add during the season, most likely a vet on an expiring contract. If we make the playoffs, trust Kojo will see minutes, especially if Killian, Saben, or Cade is turning the ball over. McGruder will maintain the same role. Isaiah Livers will make his debut on the official roster later in the season, after his injury is healed. Pistons will load manage the starters, especially in the later part of the season, that will be Liver's time to shine as he's the next man up. If Seiko's shooting doesn't improve, his role will be reduced. However, I can see Casey using him for certain matchups on defense in the playoffs. As for the center, anyone who can catch the ball and contest shots will work as the third string. Overall, the Pistons have a deep squad this year that gives the coaching staff and the front office many options this season. And that wraps up this video. How many wins do you think this Pistons squad racks up? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to see more videos just like this one. Speaking of subscribers, the channel just hit the century mark. Special shout out to everyone who has left comments, shared and liked the videos. You guys help this channel grow. So to everyone who subbed, thank you for the support, and I'll continue to do my part in dropping quality content. That's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.